welcome to this wonderful edition of Passionate Living. I have to say wonderful because I can't say special anymore.
No, you can't. It's too much.
Rosina won't let me say special. She said I've overused it in the season.
You have?
Yeah, well, all right. So we have a wonderful show for you today. And I'm going to start out in Texas, and we're going to go meet a man who shares his passion for the Wild West as we watch longhorn cattle go down the main street
that would be
of Fort
really
Worth.
cool.
It's really cool in the Stockyard District.
I'd love to see that.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else do we have?
And then we have Dr. Thomas, who talks about the effects of long-term COVID and how to heal them.
Great. Oh, we love that.
I know, that's really good to know.
Most people need a little hit of how to boost our immune system after COVID, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're going to meet some amazing teenagers. You're an amazing teenager, but we met this wonderful group of young people who are part of a leadership program that we can't wait to share with you. And their ideas and insights about how to change the world in the future are really inspiring. It makes me feel really good that the world is like going to be in the hands of you guys pretty soon.
Some of us.
What else do we have, Rosina?
And then we have Mellissa Archer, who talks about connecting with people.
Oh, it's so important for mental health.
It is, yeah.
Especially after COVID, when a lot of us got out of practice doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a very special show for you today that we hope inspires you to live your passions and a more passionate life here on
Passionate Living.
Is that a lot of passion? Too much passion, maybe?
And you said special.
All right. Buckle your seatbelts for an amazing ride today. I am here today with my friend and colleague, Dr. John Thomas, who is such an amazing light. He has so much wisdom in the world of health and wellness and some wonderful tips for anybody who's suffering from long-haul COVID symptoms. So, Dr. Thomas, welcome to the show today. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me again.
You're welcome. There are so many people I know who, some people just get right over if they've had COVID, the symptoms are gone, it was like nothing for them. And then you have these other people who they have just these long-standing symptoms that are lasting for months or a year. And could you talk to me a little about that? Do you have any insights in relation to that?
Yeah, so with everything that's been going on the last couple of years with the COVID, there's still a lot that's unknown and a lot that's evolving, right? In terms of the understanding of why a viral infection hit certain people so hard. So I see a lot of patients, existing patients or patients that reach out to me for some insider answers. And there's a couple of things that I see personally with patients, and there's some things that's starting to show up in some of the medical research. They may be going into it having certain genetic predisposed factors, that they have weakness in antioxidant recycling, and now they get hit with a viral issue. They recover from that viral issue, but some of these biochemical pathways maybe can't get back up to full speed as fast as they maybe need to or should to. And then they're left with some of this kind of long, COVID or these symptoms that just stay with them.
You treat with supplements, you treat with different therapies different for every virus that gets activated?
Yeah, different for every virus. So, for me, it's a little bit different with my genetic focus. There's things I look at that will look at knowing where some of these viruses really slow down certain pathways that we want to ramp up function. But how to test this is, simple blood work. You can go get, to your primary doctor, find a good functional medicine doctor that can send you for routine blood work. And then from there are some more allopathic or traditional means, antiviral medications, and there are herbs, there are nutrients, there are antioxidants, there are homeopathics that do work really, really well to kind of change that story where you push that virus back into a remissive state, but more importantly, to get your immune system back online. So now you're feeling and functioning back to your normal self.
Oh, great. That's hopeful. That's
very hopeful.
People listening that are very frustrated and still tired and still brain fogged out and still and then there are some people who still haven't got their taste back.
And we know with taste and smell aspects, there's a lot of factors that happen when you have viral infections, where it's going to deplete specific minerals. Zinc's one of the main minerals that viruses will deplete pretty rapidly, and it does take some time to kind of restore that deficiency. And once that deficiency is restored, then a lot of times that taste and smell does come back. So working with a functional medicine practitioner that really understands can go a long way in really getting the answers to get someone on that road to recovery sooner than later.
That's wonderful. And I think too, people that haven't necessarily had COVID or don't know if they had COVID, maybe they, they won't manifest COVID in their body, but they could still have been activated being around COVID, that some of these viruses, they might be feeling tired and not test for COVID, but
right,
it may have activated some of the viruses in the system.
Yeah, and I've seen that with a handful of patients where necessarily they didn't get symptoms of COVID, which necessarily didn't mean them need to go out and get tested, but they were maybe around somebody that, maybe a family member or somebody, in a work environment that did test positive, and maybe it didn't manifest into COVID symptoms with them. I may have got COVID, I may not have got COVID, I'm not sure, but I'm starting to get some of these symptoms that of fatigue and brain fog aspects, mood issues. You got to kind of keep the differential, kind of the radar list that maybe we're exposed and it caused some of those dormant viruses to reactivate that are causing some of those chronic symptoms that are, kind of creeping up on someone.
Now, what are some generic things that people can do every day right now, especially in this environment?
There are some things that we want to do to kind of keep our immune system strong and resilient. And the first thing that I talk about with every patient is, you got to deal with stress. Stress is that biggest thing that really can bog down our hormones, can really bog down our immune function. So how our body copes with stress, and that's, meditation, eating very well, getting outdoors. But from a nutrient standpoint, there are certain things that we know that boost immune function. You're talking about zinc, you're talking about vitamin A, vitamin D, adaptogenic herbs like rhodiola, Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha. Those all are things that can help balance the body and create an environment where our body can take those stressors and cope with them at a completely different level. But stress is the biggest thing that can really keep our immune system in line to be able to fight those things that come at us day in, day out.
Thank you so much today for all of your amazing wisdom. As you know, you've been a light in my life to help me balance my body again and get everything in good working order. And I'm so grateful that you shared your wisdom with our audience today out here. I know it's going to help a lot of people, and I hope you come back and visit soon.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for having me, and I can't wait.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Do you struggle with daily activities because of pain, anxiety, insomnia, or depression? Do you want to feel like yourself again without the side effects of prescription drugs? There's a fast, safe, and effective non-drug option available. AlphaStem is an FDA-cleared handheld medical device with no lasting side effects or risk of addiction, and it's proven effective by more than 140 independent clinical research studies over the past 40 years. Talk to your healthcare professional today about getting started with AlphaStem.
Tell me how you ended up having a toy museum arcade bar?
Yeah, it's kind of all three things in one.
All of your loves together,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. I get to do my art here. And so basically I was a teacher for 8 years, and I collected a bunch during that time, and I amassed a huge collection, and I kind of leveraged that into a business. And I saw all different toy museums around the world, and they were kind of the inspiration for this. So I started it as a toy museum with the arcades and slowly added in the bar later. And it's become a good combination. Everybody seems to like it.
Now, when did your passion for toys begin? Like, probably as a child, obviously.
When I was a kid, I was super into Star Wars, and of course, I wanted to have all the Star Wars toys that were out at the time. And eventually, I got them all, and then I just kept on going into other toy lines like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Barbie. Still running the gamut, still buying stuff.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
Fort Worth, Texas today in the Stockyard District, and behind me in just a moment you're going to see some longhorn cattle coming down the street. We have a very special show for you today. I am here with Baron, and Baron, you just announced this amazing cattle drive down,
That's right, correct.
Down the street.
Yes.
Right here,
right in front of a bunch of people.
I love it. I love it. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, this is Fort Worth Stockyards. It's a National Historic District. It's the number two tourist attraction in the state of Texas behind the Alamo. You are, one time it's the third largest stockyards in the United States. We're right in the middle of a very historic place that's called the Chisholm Trail. It ran from south of San Antonio up to Abilene, Ellsworth, and Dodge City, Kansas. It's the largest migration of domesticated livestock in the history of the United States, when the cowboys were driving longhorn cattle up to Kansas to meet the demand for beef.
How did you end up doing this?
Well, I had a long career in education, and I was a history teacher, and I was also a high school football coach, basketball, track and field, all that good stuff. And I retired, and my wife, who's a professor at UNT, putting on her makeup at dark 30 in the morning, told me, you're not going to lay in bed. You got to get up and get a job. So I came out here and got a job done. What I like to do is just talk about history. A lot of people don't realize the diversity, the makeup of the American cowboy. They don't understand. They think all they know is what they've seen on John Wayne movies and so forth.
Right.
So it's not what you think. A quarter to a third of them were Mexican vaquero. Also, that there were women who did it as well. Sometimes they would disguise themselves as boys, and the job was for young people.
Right.
The average was about 14 to 17. The youngest that we know of was 9 years of age.
Oh my God.
There was no child labor law back then.
Right.
So as soon as you could walk, you could sit in the saddle, you took a job. One of those jobs was driving cattle up north. Hollywood's kind of gotten savvy into that now. They're kind of changing that a little bit. Work today. So,
and who was the famous female that you talked about?
Oh, Margaret Borland. Her third husband died, passed away, and she had to get the cattle. She took her children with her too.
That's amazing.
And nobody's written a script about her yet. That is a movie waiting to get made.
Well, thank you so much, Barrett. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. And we want everybody in Buffalo and the state of New York to come down and see us.
Stay tuned for Passionate Living. Experience Marabon, Western New York's first and only social club exclusively for seniors. Our members receive daily hot home-cooked meals prepared by our caring staff. And our exclusive stylist comes in weekly for members to get their hair done. Connecting with others is one of life's greatest gifts, and days spent at Marabon are fun for all of our members and comfort to their families. Call one of our directors to set up a private tour. We can't wait to meet you. April, I love what you're doing here. This is an amazing, amazing program for these young people, and the ideas that came out of them are remarkable, and you're fostering passion for social change and leadership at such a young age.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about how this came to you, how this project came up?
Yes, so I've been in education for 20 years now, And just having noticed year over year that what our students are really looking for is a way to take ownership and really affect change in their communities. They want to learn about things that are important to them, and then they want their voice to be heard by people who actually have the ability to make that change. So that's what this experience is all about, and that's what the Collaborative Center is trying to do. Give them a space to explore their interests and do research on it, collaborate, refine their ideas, and then share them out with the world for everyone to hear.
I love that. Boy, if this kind of passion could be fostered in young people all over the world, we'd have a different world.
We really would. And so, after every day we have reflection journals and, we're measuring how they're feeling, how's their collaboration. And it's phenomenal to see from start to finish. Our youth are really internalizing these experiences, and it's empowering for them. It's helping them find their purpose in the world.
Right at the bottom, these are pictures of Elmwood and Hurdle, and at the top, this is what our neighborhood looks like. We want people to buy.
I loved your presentation. What an amazing idea. And could you tell me a little bit about this program that inspires young people to step into leadership and make social change?
I guess this program kind of helped me because people in my group always wanted to attack issues like this, but we didn't know how to put something together or how to present it to people. Like we didn't know who to contact or anything. So this organization kind of helped us gather our ideas, work together, and then talk to people who could potentially make change.
And you have a real passion for making change. I love that. When did that start in you? From the time you were young, or?
Well, it did happen from the time I was young, but I feel like it really activated when the George Floyd situation happened.
Yes.
Not necessarily like I started becoming more passionate. I've just been seeing like things being promised and not actually being done.
Right.
And when you're younger, you don't really understand that. You go, we're getting this money to do this. They're building this. They're doing this for us. But in reality, that doesn't really happen over time. And I just started seeing that more and more. So that's what we kind of centered our presentation around today.
Right. And you were up there in the presentation. It was beautiful. And what has this program been like for you?
Oh, it's been like more, I like it because it helped us like explore with what we can do. Like I've always like wanted to, I've been having a lot of ideas since I was like younger, because I like grew up in like a neighborhood where like we never got to, I wanted change in that neighborhood, but we could never get it because we were never given the resources. We were never given anything to help change it. So as I grew up, I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I was never able to like find a good place to start. So like when I started growing up more and finding youth programs, this youth program especially, it feels like I was able to get my idea more out there, like I'm doing now, because like a lot of people are like interested, and I'm like, this is great because like now our ideas are being heard more.
I know people will probably give me money to hire a person. I'd rather figure out a way to hire the young people to do the communication plan.
Right.
And create the websites and the social media tools.
And
I think
they're great ideas. They're fresh. They're
very fresh. They answered all the right questions. I think what they don't understand is the scope of what their ideas could generate and solve.
You develop your passion for working with young people. I know you're doing some amazing projects right now.
Yes, launching the Collaborative Center, we are really trying to expand out first in supplemental education experiences through elective programming, after school, summer programming. And who knows, one day maybe this will shift the paradigm and turn into a whole new education system where this is how our youth learn and become our thought leaders.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me, Kat.
Thank you.
Yes. Can I say maybe just one more round of applause for all of our presenters?
Hi, my name is Mellissa Archer, and I'm here today with Mental Fitness Moments. Today's Mental Fitness Moment is connecting with other people. Connecting with other people is very important for our mental well-being. And what it does is it helps us support others, help us get support, It helps us, lower the temperature of the stress of every day because we're talking to people, we're engaging with others, we're sharing positive experiences. And it's a way to really connect and know that you're not alone in this adventure of life, and helps us connect with others. So some ways we can do that is by having lunch with family, friends, spending time with family and friends, maybe a colleague. With social media, maybe using it to your advantage, using Skype or FaceTime to talk to, family or friends or colleagues that are not close by. But limiting how much social media we're engaging in. So we're not just scrolling through Facebook and Instagram or any other social media, just kind of like limiting the amount of time and spending more time talking to people as opposed to just engaging through the internet. So these are just some ways that we can connect with other folks and support ourselves, support each other, and really share positive experiences to help lower the temperature of the stress of everyday life. So that is all we have today. And once again, I am Mellissa Archer with Mental Fitness Moments.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed your journey of passionate living.
Yes.
And you can find us every week on WBBZ-TV, your true hometown station, on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. And every Thursday night we have a live feed on YouTube at Passionate Living TV if you want to join us there. And also you can go to our website, passionateliving.com, to see former episodes of Passionate Living. So we have two dear friends who are going to take the show home today, Gino McManus and Frank Rosani, with a beautiful song that they played, and I managed to record while I was out one day and saw them playing on stage.
That's great. I heard it was not without incident, though.
Oh.
I heard you fell.
Well, I was squatting down to get the shot, because you always got to get the shot, and maybe I fell on my butt, and maybe they laughed a little after they knew I was okay.
That's good.
Yeah. But anyhow, we're going to share that with you today, and we hope to see you next week
on Passionate Living.
Situations power up, a baby, I'm a dog.